Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash. You've guessed it, Season 7. So we're around the 3-month mark roughly until The Flash is back on our screens with its latest season in late February. That of course being Season 7 of The Flash. And even though 3 months seems quite a bit away, far away you could say, which I guess you are like 100% correct, it's going to be torture. But in all seriousness, time should fly by for the most part with like the festive season and the new year and early stuff, like all of that. The beginning of the year usually flies past, pretty quickly. And just as like an update sort of thing, just to check in, I hope everyone's doing well, just, staying healthy and just mainly staying safe during the back portion, or what it seems to be the back portion of this crazy period that we have been through for this year as well, but obviously what will be at the beginning of next year as well. So just stay safe, you know what I mean? Don't do anything weird. But anyway, on to more speedster-centric topics and conversation for the video. So, last week sometime, it might have been just over a week, we can't date it exactly as I'm not sure exactly when this video will go out, we had the reveal that Abracadabra will be returning to The Flash for the first time first time since his debut episode in Season 3, which was fittingly titled Abracadabra. It looks like he's going to be in episode, 5, maybe 4, but it looks like 5 based off filming schedules, so somewhere around that. Now, we did do a video where we went over everything that was going on with him, so if you do want to go check out that video, and we're just talking specifically, or for the most part specifically about Abracadabra, I'll leave that video linked in the description down below if you want to go check it out, so do that after the video if you want. But this portion of the video isn't about him. Well, this video isn't about him really. For the main part, it's about another character that is in the episode with him, or potentially that is in the episode, that is bringing up a lot of discussion and theories, which if I had to choose a side, I would say I'm on the side that doesn't believe this, but a good amount of people do think it could be another character, that being Savitar. So I thought it'd be worth having a little bit of a discussion and seeing what your thoughts are on all of it. As you know, I like, tapping into the community and seeing what everyone's thinking and bouncing off you guys as well in the comment section down below. So let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. Below. So in those set photos that we previously saw that featured Abracadabra, who is David Dasmouch, and he's coming back for this thing as well. But yeah, he's coming back taking on the Flash again. We also had some photos of a stand-in figure that was, standing in for a CGI character to be placed in at a later point, which isn't like an unknown thing. This happens a while. It's done in different ways, but it's not an unknown thing. Now, in my video focusing on all those photos, I did point out that the figure used was the same sort of costumed figure, if you want to use it, that was previously used to stand in for the big CGI bloodwork monster that we saw in the mid-season finale of Season 6, who was only on screen for 2 minutes or something, but he was still there. And this was complete with the stand-in person being on stilts, which was the exact same for bloodwork. Now, for some CGI characters, they will literally have a big pole with a cardboard cutout or a fluorescent ball on the end of that pole. I think for Grodd, they use it with a ball. But for King Shark as well, they've used it's a cutout of King Shark, like what he looks like, but on the end of a big pole, and they just wave that around. But obviously for others, like Bloodwork, which we saw last season, and maybe for this episode, they use a complete stand-in person for all of that. Now, with Savitar previously, he had been completely CGI on the show at the beginning when he appeared, before moving on to being in a physical suit that was worn by a taller actor later in Season 3, with both having their pros and cons. Now, the reason I bring this up is because, if the physical suit was a thing, or is a thing, it didn't just disappear from reality, but it is a thing, why would there be a need to have this padded up stand-in guy on set? You know what I mean? Why replace it? Unless it's easier for this. Or the other big thing is that the suit that was used in Season 3 is maybe a bit fragile and can't be worn again, and it wasn't worth fixing it up. Maybe if this is just for a quick one-scene thing. It's not worth it at all. But regardless of that, one of the things that made people swing towards a Savitar appearance or similar type of foe to Savitar was something that Barry, or the Flash, says to Abracadabra in the scenes being filmed. Now, without giving too much away for the sake of spoilers for the episode, Barry just pretty much yells at Abracadabra, what have you done? In an angry and sort of fearful manner, which gives away the impression that Abracadabra has summoned something that Barry is fearful of, as the standing character is then a part of things from that point onwards. So once that scene's done, the standing character, on the stills and everything, that's when they appear. So whatever Abracadabra has done relates to the stand-in figure. Now, there are a ridiculous amount of things that could have been summoned or procured, if you want to call it, in front of Barry that Abracadabra would know would be quite the test for the Flash to make things difficult, as, well, we should all know by now, Abracadabra is from the very, 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 very distant future. So he would have quite the reading material and research package, if you want to call it, on the Flash. But the argument being made by some is that one of Abracadabra's most well-known moments on The Flash, seeing he has only been in one episode to this date, is his knowledge of the whole Savitar situation, knowing who he was amongst other things. Like I think was he the first guy that name dropped DeVoe? I think he was. So using his highly advanced tech to procure Savitar in front of the Flash again would be quite the mischievous moment and, well, quite magical if you want to call it. Now, another important thing to bring up is something that Eric Wallace, the showrunner for The Flash, has said previously leading up to this season, and that's that, like, speedster mythology would return this season in a higher focus. So it's always been there. There's been little references and stuff, but Eric Wallace said he wanted to tap back into that and sort of make it like a main player for the story and just within the seasons. So this could relate back to the whole Savitar thing. If it's more than this, I would say. I think if it's just like, oh, Savitar's here for one scene, then it doesn't really connect with that. I think maybe the speedster mythology more has to do with like the main villain, like stuff with Godspeed and some other stuff that could be going on. Obviously, we still have the stuff going on with the Speed Force where that could tap into certain things like that. I don't think the Savitar thing would be relating to that if this is just one scene. I think people are using that speedster mythology statement from Eric Wallace to support this, but I don't think it's a strong enough argument because it just seems like this stand-in character that's appearing in this episode with Abracadabra is literally there for like a short amount of time. So I just don't know if Savitar is likely, but you know, I'm not going to like squash anyone's hopes and dreams straight up because it could be wrong. You never know what's going to happen. In regards to other options, Bloodwork's the most likely one. As I've said, it's the same standing guy wearing the same padding, wearing the same thing on his head, wearing the same stilts. It's the exact same model. And as I said in my Abracadabra video, it wouldn't be too surprising if he maybe just releases Bloodwork. They did set up Bloodwork last season to still be a thing. So if he got released again, like he would go full on monster, wouldn't he? Like he seems even more crazy than he was before. So that it seems much more logical that this is Bloodwork again than Savitar. Obviously, there's other options where it just could be another random monster. Maybe it's just a random monster that Abracadabra produces in front of the Flash, or it could even be another Flash villain. Like they could do someone like Razor. Like he's the only one who I can think of that would be that big or could be that big. Razor has already been referenced in, I think it was I want to say it was the Godspeed episode from season 5. I think like they had a advertisement on the side of a bus which had Razor there, which is like this villain who's got razors on his hands, but he's like really slippery. You can't. It's a very like 80s, 90s villain. I think he was made in the 80s or 90s, so he fits into that mold of things, and it wouldn't surprise me too much if Eric Wallace knows that character a good amount, if not likes that character, so maybe he could show up. I don't know if it would be Razor specifically here. I would have to say it's most likely Bloodwork, but that's for us to wait and find out. But I just don't know if Savitar is even in like the top 3 contenders. But as I said, I don't want to squash anyone's hopes and dreams of Savitar coming back, even though I wasn't the biggest fan of him. I know he has his fans. Now, if you do want to go look at the all the photos and stuff for this episode that was filming, I did probably put some in the video just to give some context to certain things, but I will leave the link to the Canada Graphs blog in the description down below, which has all the photos and even some extra information as to what went down during this filming thing if you want to go check that out and you want to learn more about it. So that'll be linked in the description down below if you're curious. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions on what it went over. Do you think it's Savitar, or are in your mind? Or are you? Can I even speak English today? Or are you in my line of thinking where it's probably just the simple option? It's just Bloodwork, whether it's a return or just, you know, Abracadabra messing with Barry, one of the two. Where do you think it's going to lie? Or is it someone completely new? Do you have another character it could be? Let me know in the comments. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I will catch you guys later. Goodbye.